Hello, Audioholics. This is Logan, and I think I can speak for everybody when I say that 2020 all around has been the absolute best year that has ever graced our
Oh
mortal
yeah, this is
lives.
just it's been so
You
great. I
know,
loved every second.
you know, like, you know, I mean, people were, this was the year that murder became legal, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's just it touches me to my core. Like I can go
Or
whoever I
not
want.
even murder, specifically bioterrorism became at least not legal, but you can't be held culpable for it.
I don't know. I feel like it's always been like that, you know?
Yeah, like the like when we invaded the Native Americans, we had like smallpox blankets. I think this is just an evolution of that.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's just been a great year, you know? I mean, we don't have to
It,
talk about all the great things that happened. We just
I mean,
everything is just great.
I mean,
As a
like
collective.
the police got more powerful. I mean, you gotta love you gotta love the police. They help keep us safe.
Did you hear that Disney bought the Senate? That was just the best part of the year.
Yeah, that
Right
sounds about
there.
right.
I'm just
Disney
kidding.
bought
Disney
the
already
Senate.
owned the Senate.
Yeah, I think they also bought Blockbuster Video, the one Blockbuster Video that still exists. They're gonna,
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
What are they going to change it to?
Disney's Blockbuster Video.
They only sell Disney movies there. Nothing else.
Walt Disney presents Blockbuster Video.
Oh, and like there is an XXX section, but it's only Disney parodies.
It's only like those Disney pornos, like Jerkules and things like that.
Jerky. Okay, yeah. So, hi guys.
So yeah, that's not what the video is about. The video is about pop music because
Should be
there's
about
been a
Jerky.
never-ending stream of pop music. Not
Yeah,
saying
we're
it's
gonna talk
good or
about
bad.
the end of the year top 30 pop songs.
Yeah. So this was an interesting one for me. I'm just gonna go on a little bit of a rant. I'll kind of try to keep it short.
Yeah,
But
what's new?
basically, I eagle-eyed viewers, I'm sure there's someone, will know that I am not a connoisseur of pop music. Basically, my pop knowledge begins and ends with whatever Todd in the Shadows tells me. Um, that being said, he sent me a Spotify playlist he made of the top 30 songs of the year according to Billboard. And I listened to them, and it was really interesting. I think the biggest takeaway there are three takeaways actually. The first is that most of them are completely new artists that I had never heard of. The second is that this was the year of TikTok, and anybody who follows the pop scene can tell you that. Anybody who doesn't
Yeah.
follow the pop scene and just follows TikTok can tell you that.
And I kind of hate that, honestly.
Yeah.
I hate what TikTok has done to the pop industry.
Yeah. But the third thing, there was a third thing and I totally forgot.
Much like most of the pop that came out this year.
Yeah.
Just being brutally honest, man.
Yeah, like no,
You'll
the
see pretty
third
quickly,
thing
guys. I'm not very happy with most of
the
these
third
songs.
thing is that I had no idea how influential Future was. Like I heard Bad and Bougie while I was in high school. You know, there were at least 3 black kids, so I heard it. Um, and yeah, everybody is just chasing that cloud now.
I don't really like Future. We'll get to that. There is a song on here that Future's in. I don't like Future. I hate his style. But
I think he's just I like the retarded noises. That's about it.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. He specializes in those.
Yeah.
All right, so without further ado, I say we just get right into it, starting
Let's
with
do it.
Love You or Lose You to Love Me by Selena. I hate that title. By Selena Gomez.
Yeah, me too.
So throughout this list, I'm going to go first, and then he'll give his thoughts. And then if we disagree, we can talk a little more if we want, but we're not going to spend too much time. So in this song, I said the instrumentals are very minimalistic, not even remotely interesting, in my opinion, and very, very generic, which honestly speaks for the whole song and most of what not Taylor Swift, but most of what Selena Gomez has done.
It's so memorable that you like didn't even know who it fucking was.
I know, right? But honestly, like even apart from it just being generic, I just don't think it's any good. It's not even close to being a good song. It speaks about losing a lover to take a step closer to loving yourself, which is a worthy message, one that's been done 10 times better multiple times. And she doesn't really succeed in delivering that message very well in the song. It's a boring song to listen to, and you'll hear me say this a lot, but Selena has never sounded more bored herself. So it must be just a boring song to sing. And like I'll say a lot of times on this list, if you are bored performing the song, I'm going to be bored listening to it. That's just the rule. There are very few exceptions to it. So what are your thoughts on this song by Selena
I
Gomez?
basically just said the same thing, but more succinctly. I said it's all right, doesn't really do anything to stand out, thoroughly average in every single category. That's really all I wrote.
Gotcha. I liked it a little less than you. I think like it's just actively not a good song.
I don't know, like it's bad because it's generic, but also it doesn't really do anything to offend me. I can't think of anything necessarily that I didn't like about the song other than like I like the hook, I guess.
I don't know, like listening to Selena sing this, I just imagine her laying on the couch going like she's not even fucking trying. She's just like mumbling the whole song.
At least like she sounds somewhat on key, probably due to a
auto-tune
shit ton of computers and software. Have you heard this bitch live? It's pretty insane.
Let's move on to probably my least favorite artist on this list, DaBaby's Bop. Okay, first of all, anybody whose name is DaBaby needs to fucking die. And second of all,
that's not even the worst name. That's not even the worst name on this list.
I think it is, but we could debate that later. So, my opinion on this song. If you asked me to come up with the most generic rap song imaginable, I would give you this song. It's typical rap lyrics about money and sex delivered in a typically generic way. It's not badly written lyrically, but it's sure as hell not good. Far fucking from it. It's not a catchy song, barely has a hook, and it's not got anything that you will remember. It's just a boring, generic rap song. You know, Eminem's new shit is in a different fucking dimension of quality compared to this. And you know what? Tech Nine has got both of them beat. Go listen to some of the newer Tech Nine stuff, and I think you'll be surprised just how good he is these days. Even if you don't like his older stuff, listen to his newer stuff, and I really think you'll be surprised. So what are your thoughts on DaBaby?
So yeah, it's a stupid fucking name. I'll say this. Again, I think I'm a little bit nicer on this song. I like the beat, it has a really good flow. This is the first of many Future wannabes, and out of all of them, I would say this probably is the least offensive to me, but also just the most blatant. Like, you could replace this song entirely with Bad and Bougie, and you would not immediately tell the difference. And for the record, I like Bad and Bougie more than I am willing to admit. More than I want to admit.
I can't say it's a song I've really spent too much time listening to. I might have heard it once.
But like this is like Bad and Bougie, complete with the ridiculous sound effects, the verbal sound effects as well. I mean, I guess if you like, my overall takeaway is that if you like Bad and Bougie, then you already probably know this song because it's probably played in the same exact circles. Obviously, just following a trend, but it's in this genre that's kind of to be expected, which is more than can be said for a lot of the other people trying to chase Future's cloud. This is I don't think it's a good song. It's not even an okay song. I would say it leans on being bad, but it is the least offensive of the Future wannabes.
All right, so let's move swiftly along to Heartless by The Weeknd, or The Weekend. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to
I
pronounce
think
that.
it's Weekend, right?
I don't know. There's no E, so it could
Oh
be
yeah,
like
that's
just a
right.
play on words. Either way, my thoughts are that this is definitely the best thing on the list so far. It's got a pretty cool beat. I'm not really in love with the delivery from this guy. This was my real, like, my first really my first exposure listening to The Weeknd or The Weekend in like a Spotify headphones context. Like, of course, I've probably heard some of his stuff over the radio, but like I wasn't paying attention. So not in love with his delivery, but at least it's more unique than the fucking generic ass shit we covered before. And also the hook is at least a little more memorable, though I still don't really feel grabbed by it, at least this song. Overall, I didn't hate it. I probably still wouldn't come back to it though.
Um, I would say that. Well, you said this was you might have heard them on the radio. I don't listen to the radio. Let's just make that perfectly clear. I listen to see because I have satellite radio, and that's basically all I listen to in the context of mainstream radio. Like I will listen, and XM radio has kind of spoiled me. I I will because like I can listen to basically whatever genre I want and not have to worry about other things invading my space. Like
Yeah.
even the classic rock stations will occasionally play like Photograph by Nickelback or something because they need to sell. I don't know. I guess they need to like hype it up for the record label or something. Like they need to play. They feel they need to play something more modern. You don't get that with Sirius XM, and you actually get like a lot more obscure stuff. But that's neither here nor there. I never listened to The Weeknd before, and for some reason, I was always under the impression that they would be like one of these generic boy bands. Obviously, they aren't. I don't even know why I got that impression. Probably just because like of the stupid name. Structure wise, I think it leaves a lot to be desired, and the hook doesn't really capture me. Kind of just came and went without really any impact. And like with a pop song, impact is what makes and breaks the genre. If you can't make a pop song be popular, if you can't make it consistently print money, then you've kind of failed at what you set out to do. Obviously, it didn't fail too hard. It's still in the top 30, but we will see later on. I think as we go down the list, we are going to see some songs that are less average and songs that I at least like maybe in the top 5. We're going to start seeing more songs I think that at least deserve, at least are understandable why they have an impact, whether it be a hook or whether it be a few seconds for TikTok. At least it's understandable. Songs like this, I don't understand how they got big other than they were attached to a band that was already big a few years ago and have been consistently big for a little while.
All right, so moving along, we have Blueberry Fago by Lil Mosey. So
Oh.
it's kind of hard to take a guy seriously when he's singing about blueberry fucking Fago. I mean, okay, listen. I know he's talking about drugs.
Yeah.
I don't care. It still sounds lame as fuck. Oh yeah, man, I'm so fucking badass. Well, high off of my blueberry Faygo. Nah, seriously though, I do kind of like this song. It's a catchy,
Really?
I don't know, man, guilty pleasure, I guess. Did enjoy it though.
No, I didn't like it. Do you have more to say?
No, not really. I
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't
like
like it.
I know it's a bad song. I just kind of like it.
No, so it's kind of like they heard the song Orange Crush by REM and wanted to do that, but just made it worse in every single way. Like instead of like the name brand Orange Crush, it's about a soda brand I literally had to look up because they were so obscure.
I actually do know Fago. We sell Fago in like every gas station I've ever worked in.
Seriously? I thought it was
Yeah.
just like this Midwest. Like I looked it up and it was like, oh, it's sold in Wisconsin and some parts of Europe or something.
I actually like whenever we go driving around, I always get Fago because they have like really cool flavors like green
I don't
apple
know. Is it
and
any
shit like that.
good? Should I try it?
I like it, but I know there are a lot of people who think it's just like really, really cheap ass soda, which is fair enough.
Oh, yeah. So like, okay. So like in that case, it's like saying like I got my RC cola name brand cola, like store bought cola.
Well, like I don't know if you really did any research into this, but like if you don't know,
No, I
blueberry
did.
Fago is like an
It's
actual
a
thing they
it's it's
do.
a it's a
Drug.
it's like a stand-in for drugs. I actually had to do that because it was like, no way they're just rapping about soda.
Yeah, it's a thing they do now, but
Yeah, yeah, I know it's like a
it
trend in
still
the rap
sounds
career.
lame.
That's what I. This is actually the only song I looked up because
I actually
like
read along the lyrics to every one of these songs.
why?
I really wanted to like give all of them a real chance and like listen to their message and their lyrics and let it sink in, and I still ended up hating half of them, so more than
Yeah,
half of them.
so unlike REM's Orange Crush, this is not about the effects of Agent Orange on Vietnam's shoulders. It's about abusing seemingly illegal drugs.
It's rap
Uh,
for you.
this is just some like in all seriousness though, this is just like some shitty SoundCloud rap, but just lazy. The production is painful. This is just made for TikTok and TikTok alone. Like I
Much.
vehemently I did not like this song. I don't even understand how you could like it on a guilty pleasure level because it's not memorable enough to be a guilty pleasure. There are songs on here that I could say are guilty pleasures.
Like it's not one that I would actively return to, but if it were on the radio, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Sounds fun.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I could not again like I don't know. I guess it's because I don't listen to the radio and I've only heard this song once. But like I
Well,
don't
where I
know.
work,
It's
we
just
have to listen to this shit on the radio, and
you
that's
work
where it
at
was before I worked too. So
you work at like a place that plays just like old as fuck music though, right? Like
no, it's mostly pop.
oh, they play pop now? Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
mostly pop. Yeah. They do play some older stuff. Like I often hear what's that one song by it has the dude Rob Thomas in it. Smooth. That
Oh
song
yeah,
plays
by
a lot. I really like that
Santana.
song.
Yeah. I
But
didn't know like most of the songs whenever I go to that place, I don't like recognize. Anyway, yeah, the song sucks.
so moving on, we got Black Bear's Hot Girl Bummer, and I got to be completely honest with you. When I first heard it, I kind of liked it, but like the more I read into it, like lyric wise, and I listened to it twice, the second time, I really started to hate it, and then the third time, I was like full on fuck this shit. So I had a bit of a journey with this one. I didn't know how to feel about it right away. So it's pretty shit. I mean, say what you will about the lyrics. This dude has said plenty of pretentious ass shit about them himself. Like, if you look at the genius for this song, it is chock full of like, I'm 14 and this is deep shit. Like the main chorus where he goes, fuck you and you and you. Like, he's literally sitting there saying, like, it's some philosophical line about loving yourself and, like, not fuck this guy. It's hilarious how much fake depth he's trying to add to this stupid fucking frat boy anthem. It just comes off as immature shit. Nothing is genuine or well done about this song. Fuck it.
Okay, so this is what I get for not doing research. I'm gonna have to like basically delete everything I said in the notes.
Did you like this song too at first?
I didn't like it. I just said it's a dumb frat boy song for dumb frat boys. Honestly, I've heard far worse songs. The fact that he's taking this shit seriously, no.
Yeah, and he's like
This
trying to
is
get all
offensive.
Socrates on you about it. Like, come on.
That's like if like okay, like we shit on bands like Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit, probably deservingly so, at least in Kid Rock's case, and in Limp Bizkit's case. But like like at least Kid Rock, ran for Senate fairly recently, so he's still somewhat relevant.
Yeah.
Like, that's like if it's like, that's like if like I did it all for the noogie, and in like the line of notes, Limp Bizkit is like, now you see, the noogie represents the pains and trials and tribulations of
Literally what this
society.
guy was doing.
Exactly.
With his lyrics.
Exactly. Like, this is no. I'm gonna have to throw out my notes. I just said it's a dumb frat boy song, so therefore, I mean, I guess if you're into that kind of thing, and I guess if you are into that kind of thing, maybe you'll see something I didn't. But
he has another song called like Hot Girls or something like that, and the chorus is just like, hot girls, can't live with them, or some shit like that. It's so stupid.
well, you see, the hot girl represents the hot corporation and how we struggle to decide whether we should live with them and embrace their convenience that they offer, or break away from them.
It's yeah. Anyways, moving on. I think I forgot about this guy.
Also, fuck the title of this song, Hot Girl Bummer.
Yeah, I know.
The only other song I can think of with the word bummer in it is that one song we listened to off the Sonny Bono album.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Audio Halt, it's a Pammy's in a Bummer, and I just remembered that because it's such a stupid name. This is Hot Girl Bummer. This is also a very stupid name.
Let's talk about Mustard.
I thought it was just mustard.
Well,
Mustard?
I like pronouncing it like retard. Because it's a fucking dumb name. Okay, that is worse than whatever the one I said was worse earlier. The baby. Mustard is worse. What the fuck would you name yourself Mustard? Or Mustard in my case. And also Roddy Rich, but with 2 C's.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Anyway.
So about my opinion on the song called Ballin', by the way. Ballin' by Mustard and Roddy Rich. I am really not huge on this sound. He's trying to be humble and let everyone know where he came from. But it just comes off as a giant brag, which seems to go against the idea of being humble, don't you think? Like, he's going on about how, like, oh yeah, dude, I came from nothing and built myself up. And now I see all these fucking jerks, like, wearing faces and being jealous of my fame and fortune. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't pretend to be humble and then brag. It's not how it works.
Started from the bottom, now we're here, but like worse.
Also, the song is just trash. The rhyming isn't good.
Yeah.
As I said, the sound does not grab me at all. The hook is shit. And the beat is not great either. So, in the immortal words of Socrates himself, sit down, bitch. Be humble. Your
yes.
turn.
No. With this song, I think analysis just isn't even necessary. This is so fucking lazy.
It is.
If you had a computer write a rap song by just like analyzing trends over the past 10 years, like, I'm surprised there isn't a shouty or a skeet 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 just for like a throwback sake. Or
Shouting you like the melody in my head. You remember that
like,
song?
yeah, it would come up pretty much like this: terrible lyrics, weak flow, in memorable, like non-memorable hook or beats. Just it's just awful. This is it's just lazy. There's no reason for this to exist. Like the hook isn't even that memorable. So like, can you even play this on TikTok? What's the point?
I don't think it's a TikTok meme. It's
So like,
just
how did this get big? It has no other redeeming quality.
I think it's because it's attached to Roddy Ricch, who actually occurs a few times on this list.
Yeah,
And
I
from what I
guess.
understand, he has some clout right now. And I don't know why, because I pretty much hated all the songs he was in, but either
Yeah.
way. So moving on, we have WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
It's
All right,
pronounced
so
WAP.
WAP or WAP,
I
whatever.
don't know.
This is the controversial one, right? Like this,
Yeah.
the discussion surrounding this song, in my opinion, has gotten fucking insane. We have classic rock legends coming out and saying it's disgusting. We have half the internet saying it's garbage. The other half saying you're sexist if you don't like it, because tons of guy rappers make songs about sex. It's become a TikTok giant phenomenon. I think the entire discussion is just mad.
I'm
As
honestly
if the
surprised it's
only
only
thing.
at 24.
Sorry, what?
I'm honestly surprised it's only at 24.
Yeah, right. No, but I think the entire discussion is mad, as if the only thing that matters with this song is the lyrics. And I'll give you my take. This song is pure shock value. If you think it was made for any other reason than shock value, you're a fucking idiot. Cardi B knew if she made the dirtiest, most sexual song that she could, it would get big due to controversy alone. And if she ever got flack for it, she could just say she did it for female empowerment, and that would shift the discussion from the quality of the music to the politics. And guess what? That's what happened. Why is anybody surprised by this? Like, it was clearly a corporate fucking scheme from day one. But here's my thing. I don't care about the lyrics. I really don't. Here's the simple reality. It's a fucking bad song. It's vapid and meaningless. Listen, I don't really like it when men make meaningless garbage either, okay? Know when I can forgive it? When the music is fucking good. Candy Shop by 50 Cent's a great comparison. That song is vapid and meaningless as it gets. And yet it fucking rules anyway, because that beat is fucking sick. And he sits on that goddamn motherfucker the whole song like a master. Cardi's beat is garbage. It's terrible. It's so annoying. It goes over and over again the entire song and just grates on you the whole time. If that doesn't piss you off, I don't understand how you have taste in music at all. Also, her delivery sucks. She sounds bored. She's delivering these like dirty ass lines as if she's talking about, I don't know, fucking the boring ass shit. The most boring thing you can think of. There's just, God, this song makes me so mad. Megan Thee Stallion is the only good thing about this song, okay? You know, and we'll come back to her later. I think that her lines and raps in this song were the best parts. Not that they were good, they really weren't, but at least they were better than Cardi B. I can give them that. So yeah, I also, the last thing, the hook, it's not funny, it's not interesting, it's not catchy, it's just annoying. Like the song, it's just annoying to listen to. I'm sorry, the song sucks. I'm sorry you chose this song as your female empowerment anthem. I really am, because it sucks. End of story.
All right. So, remember how I was talking about guilty pleasures a few songs ago? Yeah, I think the major reason I like this, and let me preface this by saying I don't particularly like the song. I'd say like I like it enough to appreciate it, but I don't like it enough to ever want to go out and listen to it again. I think it's one of the first songs since 9/11 that really pushes the boundary that I've heard anyway. And definitely one of the most sexually and just overall explicit songs that I can think of. One of the most explicit songs that was big enough to chart as high as it did. This charted at 24. And like I said, I'm surprised it charted that low. This was a phenomenon. And it became like a huge political debate, which only increased its popularity. You had you had like, the right wing commentators and pundits talking about how it's shallow. And, you know, back in my day, we had Leonard Skinner, and, he was talking about, Sweet Home Alabama and how the Confederate flag stands for something like, whatever, fuck you. And then, on the other side, you have like, oh, it's this empowerment anthem. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. Empowerment? No, but I think it pushes the bar more than anything I've heard in the past 20 years. Because, 9/11, I think, really brought an end to controversy in media, at least for quite a while. It's coming back now. I think it kind of, we had Joker, we had in films, as what I mean. We had like movies like Joker, for example, which came out obviously post 9/11. That was hugely controversial and pushed the boundary. And I think it was a much better movie because it did do those things. This is sort of like the musical equivalent of that. Or the musical equivalent, like, I also compare it sort of to Nicki Minaj by Anaconda. Anaconda by Nicki Minaj, which is another guilty pleasure. That being said, I agree with Tyler when he says the hook is absolutely terrible. It's the worst part of the song. This is proof that women can be just as horny and disgusting as guys. You don't really see a lot of songs like that in the pop world. Like, off the top of my head, I can think of, well, Anaconda by Nicki Minaj, I Touch Myself by the Divinals, Touch Me by, what? I don't remember who it was, but it was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Maybe God is a Woman. Like, yeah, there are women who occasionally, like, bring up sex, but there's not too many specific female sex songs, and I don't like sex songs. I mean, like, some of them are good to fuck to. I don't know if this is. I guess this is pretty good. It has a good flow, so it has that kind of groove that you could get yourself into while you're fucking someone. But, like, more so, it's a joke song. It's Scrody McBoogerballs, the song. It's something hilariously controversial just for the sake of being controversial. And if you take it seriously and try to do like this BS analysis of it, you're missing the entire point. It's not a female empowerment song. It's not, the end of society. It's a fucking joke song that got really big. And I'm glad that it got really big, because that means a potential end to this sort of sexual taboo that America has been in for the past God knows how many centuries.
Yeah, but okay, but here's my thing. It doesn't even work as a joke song. Okay, listen, what's a good joke song? What was that one Mr. Bungle song where they just talked about sex the whole time?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. It talks about like McDonald's fondling your nuggets and shit.
We did a video on the Mr. Bungle. Check that out.
And it was funny because he's talking about fast food and making it a sex thing. That's why that's a funny song. You never hear about fucking the Burger King having sex with a Whopper or whatever the fuck that lyric was. This is not funny because it's just spit in my mouth, suck my dick, motherfucker. Like, it's just not funny. It's just explicit for explicit's sake. Like, it just saying a bunch of kinks is not funny. There's no joke there. There's no punchline. That's why it doesn't work as a joke song.
I mean, like it's like the like it's not like this. It's not like the chorus is like the real, I think, humorous part. It goes more into the verses, like
But that's what I'm talking
when
about.
she's
Like, it's
like
just a never-ending
describing a
string of sex.
uvula, but like not saying uvula. Also, like if you don't think the song is funny, just listen to the edited radio version, where
I
like
have
every three
that is
seconds,
funny.
that is funny.
That is for that's like I want to see a Kids Bop version of WAP.
Yes, yes. It reminds me of like when they did like what Gundam style, and they like couldn't say "Hey, sexy baby"
Yeah.
or "Hey, sexy lady," whatever the song is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
probably
so I
listen
really
to
thought there was
fucking
going to be more debate between us on WAP, but
no,
yeah.
I mean, like again, I think it's just. I think, like, yeah, you acknowledge that it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's a shock value song. We can both agree on that. But I think the shock value is good for society. I think it is, in the same way that, like, okay, like Ellen DeGeneres, for example. Say what you want about her as a person. Say what you want about her as a performer. Is she funny? Is she a good person? That is all very much up for debate. I don't think she is either one. But you have to at least appreciate what she did for the LGBT community. She came out of the closet on a show at a time where that was very controversial. It cost her her show. In fact, it basically cost her two shows until she got her own talk show. This is sort of like the sexual version of that. Again, it's a female sex song. They exist, but they aren't as common as male sex songs. And moreover, it's the most explicit song I've ever heard that is charted as high as this did.
I don't know, but like the other thing is if you listen to other Cardi B songs, it's not like she holds back in those. She has no problem talking about her wet pussy in other songs. Yes, this was more focused on it than other songs, but it's not like she
Yeah,
shies away from that explicit shit in any
I
of her other
guess.
songs.
I guess. It's just more like, like in songs, even in like the most down, dirty, loathsome songs, sex has always been in innuendo. Like, oh, they aren't having sex. He's having a piece of the pie. He's, he's
Well, I was
dancing.
talking about Candy Shop earlier.
Yeah, he's,
So the
he's sucking on a lollipop.
fucking love that beat,
And
man.
like, yeah, the innuendo can sometimes be clever, and innuendo's never going to go away because it's just such a staple of the music industry. It's like saying baby in reference to a girl. Nobody knows how it started, nobody knows where it comes from, but it's there, and it's there whether you like it or not, no matter how stupid it probably is.
Yeah.
But like, I think that this is just a song that is positive for society as a whole. And I think we are going to get out of this rut that we have been in, especially in America, maybe, and definitely more so in other countries. Like, obviously, we aren't Saudi Arabia, but also less so in other countries. I think this kind of sex disgusts me thing is gonna kind of start to go away. And I think Cardi B is sort of chipping away at that with songs like WAP or WAP.
All right, so let's move on to the next song before we go on another 15-minute rant about WAP.
Yeah.
We have 10,000 Hours by Dan and Shay plus Justin Bieber. So, honestly, this doesn't piss me off like it probably should. It's not good, that's for sure. It's a stupid song. I love you even if it takes me 1,000 hours, baby. Okay. Generic love song 3,000,067 is here, guys. Sound the
Yeah.
goddamn trumpets. It's inoffensive. It's just not very good or noteworthy. It exists. That's the best thing I can say about it.
It exists. It just reminds me of like the soft pop you would hear in like a doctor's office or an elevator or something like that. Like music made to be as inoffensive as humanly possible. I guess I can appreciate the sort of Justin Timberlake-esque R&B influence, which, unlike other songs by Justin Bieber, I think actually does work at being a throwback to classic R&B, or at least Justin Timberlake-esque R&B. Whether you want to, go back to the real OGs is up for debate. But nobody would care if this was never played again. Nobody would even remember it existed. And honestly, the fact that this is as high as it is just surprising. Like, yeah, okay, fine. Justin Bieber is huge and anything he touches will turn to gold. But like, I'm not like, I'm happy, I guess, from a vain point of view that this is higher ranked than Yummy, for example. But at the same time, that makes no fucking sense. Because Yummy, as bad as it is at least way more memorable than this song because it's bad. This is bad in a way that is just like I listen to it and I cannot mention a single part of the song because I can't remember it. All right. So next one.
We got Falling by Trevor Daniel. So, credit where it's due. The song is interesting, at least. Not lyrically, of course. Typical, oh, my ex burned me and I swore I'd never love again till I met you, baby, love song. But the hook is kind of uniquely done, and he has a weird way of delivering his lines, which adds at least something interesting to the song, unlike most of the things on this list. However, the rest of the song kind of sucks, and I probably never listen to it again.
Yeah, this is bad. This is not even bad in a good way like many pop songs are nowadays. I would say it's one of the worst songs I've heard so far. But there are worse songs later on down the list that we will get to later.
All right, so we got one more, and then we're going to end the video, and we're going to have 3 parts. So we're going to do another one, and then another one, and it's going to be separated so it's not one long 3-hour video. So we have as the final pick for this part, Before You Go by Lewis Capaldi. Wow, this guy cannot fucking sing. And from the 2 songs that came out this year alone, the other one we will get to, I am already so fucking sick of hearing this dumb fucking lug sing about his pain from a girl. He can't sing. He can't. He belts like that dumbass who made it in the play somehow, but fucking definitely shouldn't. It hurts to listen to. Fuck Lewis Capaldi. Stop making music. Or at least take some fucking singing lessons. Thank you.
I kind of liked it.
Fuck you.
I wouldn't listen to this on my own time, nor any other song on this list so far, at least in this video. But this is the first song that made me almost want to check out this other guy's work. The vocals are not good.
Terrible.
The vocals aren't good in the traditional sense, but in a Bob Dylan sort of imperfection, it has sort of an imperfection charm to it.
Don't compare this to Bob Dylan. He's just a bad singer.
I actually no. I think more Leonard Cohen I should have compared it to, or Tom Waits, because it has that sort of imperfection, sort of like folk sound. You can, like, whether the pain is legitimate or not, you can feel it in his voice. There is legitimate heartache in that voice, and I like that. I like unique voices.
There's legitimate heartache in me listening to his voice. I don't know about any being in his voice.
Like, I don't know. I'm not. I guess maybe I just listen to more classic rock where vocals aren't really a strong suit, but I did not mind the vocals at all. Yeah, the vocals are objectively bad, but I can live with that because I've kind of been groomed to listen to music like Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen.
I listen to music like that, and this just still offended me. Not as much as the other one we will get to, but
yeah.
Still, like its existence offends me.
I, again, I can't, like, okay, it's not offensive enough to be offensive. You know what I mean? Like,
For me, it is.
it's not a bad song. It's not a
Yes,
good no, it is objectively a fairly decent song.
I
But
disagree.
like, I don't
I mean,
know.
I could get into my reasons why, but really what it comes down to is I just think it's a generic, boring white guy playing a guitar song, which is what Louis Capaldi does, but like
So what? Like,
this is the
I mean,
guy
like,
who
I
sits
like
down and
those
plays
kinds of songs.
Wonderwall at a party. Like this is just
I
a
like those kinds
generic,
of
boring
songs.
guy.
Like, I like those kinds of songs. I'm the kind of person who will unironically listen to Beautiful by James Blunt
Why?
because I like that kind of sound. I like it. I like some of those songs better than others. You know, like for example, like Hey There Delilah is a fairly decent
I
white
actually do
acoustic
like that
guy
song. That was
with
one of the first songs I ever learned on guitar. I learned that when I was 12.
that's probably like the first song everybody learned on guitar, but still.
Really simple to play.
I
But
don't know. Like I don't it kind of reminds me I don't know. Like it doesn't remind me of like white guy with acoustic guitar. Kind of reminds me more so actually of like soul. Like John Legend specifically reminds me of like All of Me, you know, and I love John Legend. I have that one album, Wake Up, that he did with the Roots. I have it on vinyl. It's like a pink vinyl. It looks fucking amazing. But I'm not here to brag entirely. But that being said, I don't know. I just like the. That's what it just strikes me as. It strikes me as soul influence, and I can't fault it for that. I will always. I guess not always. I don't know. I just I like the vocals from a personal standpoint. Again, not good in the traditional sense, but I like it in a sort of so imperfect that it's charming kind of way.
speaking of, I hope our video was charming because that's the end.
Yes.
What did you guys think of the artists we included on this list today? Do you
Artists.
like DaBaby for some fucking reason? Do you enjoy Dan and Shay for some fucking reason? I mean, if you do, I'm not going to tell you to kill yourself, but
It is strongly implied.
mm, I'm just joking. And you know what? Everyone has their own taste in music. You know,
Yeah.
like if you listen to this stuff and this is your bread and butter, and you know what? Fine. Okay. I can at least understand why some of these songs somebody could enjoy somewhere in some context. But
Yeah.
like coming from me, someone who listens to a lot of music, why would I ever listen to any of this over
Yeah. So
most of the
far,
things I do listen to?
every song in this video, I would say I never want to listen to again. Even
Yeah, like
Louis Capaldi.
why would you listen to this over something that is 3 billion times better? That's really what it comes down to. And the answer for some people is just ease. You know, it's easier to listen to these songs because these are what's popular. You can just throw on the radio, you can just throw on like a playlist. You don't have to think about it. That's just how it is, and you can enjoy that. And if that's how you want to enjoy music, fine. That's not how I am. I'm much more deeply involved in music as a media. So there you go. All
Yeah.
right, we're going to sign off and go into part 2. See you there.
I hope so.